When you think of the works of Edgar Allan Poe, what is the first story of his that comes to your mind? For me, okay, it's The Raven, but a close second is The Telltale Heart, the story of a murder told in first person from the eyes of a madman. In fact, when UPA decided to do an adaptation of the classic short story, producer Stephen Basustow originally wanted to adapt The Raven, but animator Paul Julian and director Ted Parmalee convinced him that an animated version of The Telltale Heart would be even better. Thus, UPA's version of The Telltale Heart was released in 1953 and is at number 24 on our list. First, let's start with the cartoon's greatest strength: the visuals. The visuals are excellent. Paul Julian really outdid himself with this artwork. It's very dark and twisted, almost like the German expressionist film The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which is also a story told from the point of view of a madman. It's a famous theory among fans that the warped Gothic style of Caligari is how an insane man sees the world. It's the same here. We are seeing the world from the point of view of our mentally insane protagonist. As for the animation, there's actually very little movement throughout the whole short, and when it does show movement, it's all silhouetted. Like the animators believed that the imagery looked much creepier when everything stood still, with the occasional shifting of lighting and shadow. Most of the movement is done by the camera, showing the story through what feels like a series of long canvas paintings. I say showing, but the story is being told to us as well. James Mason narrates the cartoon. Theoretically, he does seem like a good choice. He's got a great voice, but he's no Christopher Lee or Vincent Price. Mason sounds like he's just reading the story itself rather than expressing it, and that, right there, is the cartoon's weak spot. The story. Poe's original tale was a slow burn, gradually getting under people's skin before arriving at the payoff. UPA's version of the story is very watered down. I don't know if they were under a time constraint or what, but a lot of the source material was cut out, leaving the story a shell of its former self. You can't tell a story like this in just 7 minutes and expect to bring it to its full glory. That being said though, once completed, this cartoon was shocking for the time. This was originally supposed to be the very first UPA short to premiere in 3D. According to Adam Abraham, the author of the book When Magoo Flew, The Rise and Fall of Animation Company UPA, when a 3D version of Telltale Heart was given a private screening for UPA employees and their families, the cartoon frightened some of the children and resulted in one audience member fainting. As a result, the 3D version was scrapped. UPA's Telltale Heart even became the first cartoon ever to be slapped with an X rating by the British Film Board of Censors. By today's standards, though, the cartoon is rather tamed. So, is this the best adaptation of the story? I don't think so, but it is very effective with its art style. Its subject matter definitely pushes the boundaries of what animation could cover, too. It's fine for what it is, and I do see myself watching it again someday. I just think if they polished the story up a little more and extended the runtime, it could have captured more of the impact that Poe's story left on society.